Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Many things to mention, guys, from Manchester United to Victor Gyokeres, but also Andy Robertson, Luis Díaz, and so let's jump into it today. And so guys, today's video is starting with a here we go, because I told you a lot of stories about Arsenal in the recent hours. You can find everything also in the last video I released. Remember Christian Mosquera, new centre-back for Arsenal, with negotiations advancing well for the defender who already said yes to the Gunners. But the here we go today is a surprise coming from Italy and Spain, because the Italian left wing back Matteo Ruggeri leaves Atalanta and joins Atletico Madrid. He will be in Madrid in the next hours for medical test and contract signing. And so new left back for Diego Simeone, total package worth 20 million euros, but also important to say that probably with this move we don't expect Andy Robertson to go to Atletico Madrid anymore, because Andy Robertson was a candidate, a strong candidate for Atletico Madrid. They had concrete conversations. Then the player was taking his time to decide his future, also out of respect with Liverpool, where he's still loving the club, the fan base, and all the people at the club. And then also, it's important to say that Atletico Madrid, as I told you several times here on the channel, wanted to pay a very small transfer fee or a free transfer for Andy Robertson from Liverpool. So that was not possible. Liverpool wanted their conditions to be respected. The player took his time, and so Atletico decided to go on a different, completely different kind of player, also in terms of age, and Matteo Ruggeri is joining Atletico Madrid. So that was also the update on Andy Robertson, waiting to see what he will decide for his future. Many questions on the future of Luis Díaz. Guys, at the moment, still nothing decided for the future of Luis Díaz, but let me mention that Barcelona, it was around 1 month ago, made an approach to Liverpool for Luis Díaz, and Liverpool closed the doors to the first approach from Barcelona. Then Barca started focusing on Nico Williams. For Luis Díaz, I maintain my information since April. He's a target for Al Nassr. Al Nassr want to sign a top winger. Al Nassr, when they convinced Cristiano Ronaldo to stay, also included the possibility to sign important players this summer, and Luis Díaz is a dream target for them. But let's see what Luis Díaz wants to do. If he wants to stay, if he wants to go, if he wants to accept the crazy money from Saudi, or maybe hope for a solution in Europe. So let's see what happens with Luis Díaz in general, because at the moment there is still no agreement with Liverpool over new contract, but Liverpool are still not accepting normal proposals for Luis Díaz. Has to be a very big proposal, or they are not opening the doors. So let's see what's going to happen there, but at the moment still no breakthrough in this story for Luis Díaz. So we will be following this point also in this summer transfer window, similar to Darwin Núñez, who, as I told you since February, I expect Darwin Núñez to leave. For Luis Díaz, it's an open story. It's a 50-50 story. Then, guys, I wanted to mention also something about Manchester United. Many questions on the goalkeeper. First of all, I keep denying the story on Onana and Monaco, because at the moment there is nothing between Onana and Monaco. So I'm getting strong denials from Monaco. They insist that the player is not a target this summer, so that's the position from Monaco. For Onana there is some interest from Saudi, but at the moment still no concrete proposal or advanced negotiations. And so if they get a bid for Onana, let's see what Man United will decide to do for the goalkeeper. Emi Martinez would be keen on a move to Man United, but at the moment no conversations, no negotiations, no talks, just because he's a player desire, but nothing else at the moment. And then many questions from you on Marco Carnesecchi, the goalkeeper from Atalanta for Manchester United, but my understanding as of today is that Manchester United have not started any serious or concrete negotiations with Atalanta for Carnesecchi. I'm not aware of concrete talks between Man United and Atalanta. They've been scouting several goalkeepers this year, including Carnesecchi, who is a very good one, but at the moment, to tell you there is a negotiation, there is a bid or whatever, I'm told that we are not at that stage of the story. We are at a quite advanced stage of the story for another Manchester United target, in this case, yes, a top target for United, and this Bryan Mbeumo, because the conversation is advancing quite well between Manchester United and Brentford. Now let's say that Manchester United, with this new proposal sent around 6 days ago to Brentford for a total package in excess of £60 million, they are advancing. They are getting closer to an agreement for Bryan Mbeumo. They have an agreement with the player, and the player has been clear with Brentford, with maximum respect for the club, for the staff, for the teammates, for the fans. He loves Brentford, but he wanted to be very clear. Bryan Mbeumo wants to go to Manchester United, has an agreement with Manchester United. Man United hope to get the deal done next week, but at the moment, still some work to do on the structure of the deal, structure of the add-ons, how to activate and when to pay these add-ons. So there is details of this total structure and package to be clarified for Bryan Mbeumo to go to Manchester United. The club remains optimistic, they want to get it done, they're advancing, they're pushing, but still some details to clarify in order to call this deal done. So let's be patient, but for sure Man United are working and advancing on this one, also because it's important to mention that the player is really helping Manchester United, showing his commitment, showing his intention to go there. Now it's gonna be time for the club to close the deal with Brentford, but conversations, from what I'm hearing, will continue also in the next days over the weekend between Man United and Brentford. Many of you keep asking me, and I always read your comments here on YouTube, also on Victor Gyokeres, and the question from Man United fans is, has Victor Gyokeres rejected Manchester United to go to Arsenal? Guys, let me explain the Gyokeres situation. Gyokeres has not told Man United, no, I'm not coming, goodbye. Gyokeres, his agents, speaking to Man United almost 10 days ago, told Manchester United that his priority is Arsenal. So the priority of Victor Gyokeres is to go to Arsenal. He would love to go to Arsenal for several reasons, including obviously Champions League football, but Victor Gyokeres didn't say no to Manchester United. So the priority of the player is Arsenal. The player is waiting for Arsenal. Arsenal are waiting to understand how much Victor Gyokeres will cost. I told you there is this battle between the agents of the player to respect the pact for 60-65 exit fee this summer, 65 million euros exit fee this summer, while the president, Varandas and Sporting want more than this. Why? Because the pact was made by Hugo Viana, the former director, who has now left the club to go to Manchester City. So Arsenal are still waiting to understand which one is going to be the final price for Victor Gyokeres in order to attack and go for the player. Then Manchester United are following closely the situation, but now they're focusing on Bryan Mbeumo. They want Mbeumo as soon as possible, and then they will need a striker, but for Gyokeres at the moment there is no rejection, just a priority to Arsenal. So let's see what happens with Arsenal, because Arsenal, we know that, are still between Šeško and Victor Gyokeres. So it's going to be a situation to follow for sure, because Arsenal are waiting for the price, and also the player is waiting to understand where his future is going to be. Victor Gyokeres has been clear. Victor Gyokeres doesn't want to play for Sporting anymore. He loves the club. He loves the fans. The relationship has always been fantastic, but he wants to go. He wants to try something different, and it's also fair to say, exclusive story from 2 days ago, that the replacement wanted by Sporting is Luis Javier Suarez from Almeria. The Colombian striker, 27 years old, is considered the perfect option to replace Gyokeres. So we'll be following also that topic. Just to complete, guys, keep an eye also on the situation of Morgan Rogers. Many questions on that one. Aston Villa would love to keep the player at the club because he's considered as a crucial player for Unai Emery, who wants the player to stay at Aston Villa. But many top clubs keep following the situation of Morgan Rogers. In case Aston Villa could decide to open the doors to an exit, be ready, because many top clubs are following the player. So Morgan Rogers has many suitors this summer. Villa insist they don't want to sell him, but let's see what's going to happen in the next days and weeks of the summer transfer window, because Morgan Rogers is attracting a lot of interest. And so guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories, from Bryan Mbeumo, Manchester United goalkeeper stories, from Onana to Carnesecchi, Emi Martinez, Victor Gyokeres moving on striker, and all the rest. Guys, let me know your opinion here in the comments. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon.